investigate the origin of these methodologies, which led me to InfoVision in Moscow, Russia, and its founder, Mark Komisarov, who discovered blindfold perception 20 years ago.
Постарался создать методику, которая, как мне казалось, могла бы активизировать эту способность.
We developed a methodology that first worked with kids. Then I tried it with a blind kid, and it worked too. Then I tried it with adults, and it turns out the methodology also works with adults. And that is what I've been doing for the past 20 years.
Эту способность у любого человека.
Mark Komisarov's colleague, Mihaela Istrati, volunteered to offer further assistance on how the InfoVision technique actually works.
Once these three are in harmony, consciousness, mind, and brain, then everything works at the speed which the mind is able to accept this ability.
In an attempt to bring scientific validation to their methodology, InfoVision reached out to reputable Italian neurosurgeon Professor Enrico Pierangeli and the theoretical physicist Professor Elio Conti from the University of Bari in Italy.
We prepared some masks.
We prepared some masks with instrumentation, able to measure the quantity of light inside the mask. Once we were sure the quantity of light inside the mask was zero, the experiment was done.
The experiment was done.
8, 4, 7.
And the volunteers
were able to read the words on the computer.
Into the computer.
19. 42.
Also, when they were asked
in which color these words were written, they were also able to describe the colors. We just recognize this as a fact.
Recognize that this is a fact.
5, 9, 8, 9.
These methodologies can be applied to various eyesight issues such as Sylvia's advanced farsightedness, Radu's severe astigmatism, which had made it impossible for him to read.
Ce întrebări ți-au venit în minte în timp ce citeai?
Or even the blind who are now able to perceive their environment with more ease. Now we're talking about something that is not just to help you with your guidance system or sense your environment, but something that is incredibly practical and transformative.
Если слепой ребенок начинает видеть, и я вижу слезы матери.
When I see the tears of a mother who brought a blind child and the child starts seeing after my seminar, that is what's important.
Ответить на ваш вопрос. Синий.
All the senses are coming together, and that gives you the experience of the environment non-locally. So it is not that you are visually seeing what is behind you, you are experiencing what's behind you. Back in the US, I shared my research with my longtime friend Kim, who at the age of 33 discovered she suffered from a rare genetic macular disease. While her condition is medically impossible to cure, Kim was willing to defy the odds and potentially try to regain her perfect eyesight.
My eyesight is something that's been not normal for half of my life. So the first half of my life, first 33 years, were perfect vision, perfect. And then at age 33, a genetic disease appeared and became worse and worse over a period of 2 years. And it's a rare eye disease, and it affects the macula. My biggest problem is I can't read very well, and I have a lot of different reading aids. I'm trying to stay open to anything, so I'm very excited, and I'm hoping that I'll have just improvement in the sort of clarity of what I can see and be able to read a little easier, to be able to see somebody's face a little clearer, read a sign. It's just so frustrating.
One of the things we did that was really mind-blowing was to wear a mask that completely blacked out all light.
There you go.
I'd like you to look around the mask in the darkness for the beginning. And sooner or later, you will start to see some little lights here and there.
You sit there for a while, and then all of a sudden you start seeing things.
All right, now I have a white dot.
I started to see the whole, it was as if I was seeing the whole universe, all of the stars, all of the constellations. You could actually see the stars blinking, you could see meteors.
Because I can still see the stars again.
It was very cool. It's like you were, and so you could just sit there for a while and just enjoy the show. And then we started to use colored pieces of paper to determine if I could see colors.
Yeah, so let's do like this. This is green. See if there's any difference in the colors.
Here says purple, the opposite color.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Oh, here is red.
Well, I couldn't see 100% of the colors. Some of the darker colors were harder to see. I could see colors. I just have to wait, and then it shows up, which is kind of the point of the whole thing. You don't need your eyes. It's your awareness or your consciousness that actually is doing the perception. And it actually feeds to your visual system so you can then see it. So your consciousness sees it before your eyes see it, not the other way around. Everything's your attitude, which is your perspective, the way you go into things. It's just keep that attitude. I can do, I can do this, anybody can do this.
That seems like it's blue.
It is blue. Let's start with the mask. And I'd like you to set your focus as a periscope on the papers that I want you to see.
Green.
Excellent. Excellent.
Looks like pinky red, magenta, whatever. Pinkish
Yeah,
red.
red. Excellent. Excellent.
I got yellow.
Yellow it is.
Oh.
Well done.
Pink.
Marvelous. It is pink.
Oh, wow.
My instructor would show me letters. She'd hold up little kids' letters, and they'd be in a color, and they're all capital letters. And I could actually see those. So, and that wasn't right here in front of me. It was, she's in Romania, so it's many, many miles away.
I have a T.
Amazing, Kim. That's what it is. Well done. Woo-hoo.
Normally, if I pick up something to read, I'd get my magnifying glass and I'd assume this position. And this is really hard on my neck. It hurts, and I've had some neck problems from constantly doing the same pattern. But now I just pick it up, I look at it, and I just wait, and then I start reading.
Okay, so now it's getting really easy.
I used to take notes and just write as if like I used to write, and thinking I was writing well, but I wasn't. And so now what I'm doing is taking my time and seeing what I'm writing and making sure that each letter has a space around it, and so that I can now go back and read it, whereas before I couldn't see anything because the letters were on top of each other.
Okay, this says, let's try this now. I am going to write in different sizes.
So now I'm just deciding to pay attention, take my time, and now I can read what I write. Huge. The idea that seeing is not believing, that seeing doesn't have anything to do with it. It's more like you can perceive everything, the visible, the invisible, whatever. You perceive it with your consciousness and your awareness. It's not seeing is believing. In fact, it's probably the opposite because your brain plays tricks on you through your vision and other things. So I think this is a huge concept that's applicable to everything.
The blindfolds are an incredible tool that remind us that we don't actually see with our eyes, we see with our brain. But it is your consciousness that is reprogramming and directing your brain to perceive what you want to perceive and experience what you want to experience. This is what this is about, mind over matter.